being recorded.
Hello, my name is Richard Lighthouse. I'm with the group Targeted Justice. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization founded in December 2017 in Texas. And we have an important announcement to make, and we've got some folks that would like to say a few things. First of all, we want to thank Dr. Lynn Baer in Chicago for helping us arrange this meeting and announcement. Also joining me today will be Anna Toledo. She is on the board of directors of Targeted Justice, and she is also an attorney that is representing Targeted Justice and a number of plaintiffs in this important lawsuit. Let me give you a little background on Targeted Justice. We are the world's largest support organization for targeted individuals in Havana syndrome. We currently have more than 3,500 members worldwide. We have a newsletter that is available at targetedjustice.substack.com. I encourage you to sign up for that newsletter. And we have spent many years researching the history, the weaponry, the technology, and the legal issues around the targeting program that is funded by the CIA. Let me now introduce you to Anna Toledo, and she has been leading this effort, very important lawsuit for Targeted Justice. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. I wanted to answer some of the questions that people have been having regarding this such important lawsuit that so many people have waited for so long. So I'm going to address some of the questions that were channeled to me. And the first being, why did we file it in Texas? Well, Targeted Justice is a Texas corporation, and many of its members are here, and it's volunteers. Targeted Justice works primarily with the aid of volunteers, and 10, maybe 11 of the plaintiffs live here. So that's, in judicial terms, it's called venue. Venue is proper where most of the acts occur, and that's where the volunteers and the plaintiffs that have sustained damages and that are listed in the terrorist screening database as non-investigative subjects are. So it's a purely legal reason for all Article 3 courts have jurisdiction over the matter. Regarding how this lawsuit is different from prior ones, well, there's two prongs to that. First is the lawsuits that have challenged the watch list per se. Many talk about the watch list, and it wasn't until I delved into this that I realized that there are various components to that watch list. And if you take the time to read the 99 pages of the complaint, which are not that complicated, you will decipher what this is about. But in general terms, what the FBI people that have appeared in prior cases have said is this. It contains three main components: the known terrorist, the suspected terrorist, and then there's a category of people that are none of the prior ones. This instrument was created supposedly to combat terrorism, and we have declarations under penalty of perjury from people that have been represented the agencies in those cases that say that this instrument hasn't really deterred any terrorism, accomplished much in that sense. But the important thing and what concerns targeted individuals is that the non-investigative subject category of it has never been challenged in court. And that's what we're challenging, because that's where they get the list to do the experimentation, illegal, non-consensual experimentation on human beings, which is all of the TIs. That's why this lawsuit is so important for all TIs, because in the prior cases, the Court of Appeals have held that Congress has provided a method of redress for the people that are in the list the watch list component of the list said by, told by FBI agents is the known as suspected terrorists. But for non-investigative subjects, they're not supposed to know that they're on that list of non-investigative subjects that comprises 97% of the database. Said by, it's important that you note, I have to say probably 90%, I haven't counted them, but most of the statements of fact that are set forth in the complaint come from statements under penalty of perjury by FBI agents in other litigation. I didn't make any of it up. In fact, in many occasions, I cited exactly the deposition statement or the statement in a document. So I didn't make any of the stuff up that's there. So courts have not had the opportunity to review what it is to be put in a list where you are, put in a list for some nefarious reason. You are not given notice of it. You're not given an opportunity to challenge it, and you're not given an opportunity to get out of it. And that's one difference from the prior cases, because in the prior cases it said Congress has provided redress proceedings for the people that are known or suspected terrorists. Why did they know they were in the list? Because they tried to travel and they couldn't travel. As we all know, NIS, we can travel around, or we can get, a license for a gun or whatever, and we don't get that much trouble because we're not terrorists. We're not associated with terrorism, but we're just put in that list. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is that the individual TIA cases, I haven't reviewed all of them, but it is my opinion that probably most of them were dismissed because of that almost impenetrable wall of plausible deniability, which in this case cannot hold itself because we have a lot of targeted, hundreds of targeted justice members saying the same thing the plaintiffs are saying. So here you have a situation where not everybody can make these outrageous things up. It's just not possible. Mathematics, it's just not possible. So it can no longer. They got so greedy putting people in this program that it's no longer deniable. And when you look at, for example, in Twitter or the hashtags, you have over 1,000 tweets a day on targeted individuals. This is a thing. It can no longer be hidden because it's real. It can no longer be denied. So that's what. The main things that are different. The other thing is that when you go to cut a tree, you cut the trunk, right? And not the roots and not the branches, because if you prune the branches, it grows bigger eventually. So we just have to go to the trunk, and the trunk is a terrorist screening database, because that is where they get the names of the people that they are going to subject to torture for the rest of their lives. And that's what we're going for. We believe that that's why this should benefit, in the long run, all TIs. Because once we have the court declare this atrocious list that for no reason we're in that list other than improper motives, well, when we can have it declared unconstitutional, it will benefit TIs across the nation, probably across the world, even though it is only American citizens that are protected by the Constitution of the United States. There are many constitutional pleadings. We have included First Amendment. We have included, freedom that we have been included in the list as a punishment for exercising our First Amendment rights. We include the Fourth Amendment, which is a legal seizure, search and seizure. We included in the complaint allegations about how all of our electronic communications are illegally surveyed. We include the deprivation of property without due process. We include the cruel and unusual punishment that constitutes the psyops of the organized stalking and the directed energy weapons and the V2K. So even though